damn, your voice sounds sexy. You sexy man, you. You're sexy and you got a nice butt.
Yo. This will never be on the radio.
Cagno Radio. Start now.
Episode 48 of Cagno Radio starts now. Joe is my co-host. We appreciate you tuning in wherever you're at. I love podcasts. I've come to that conclusion.
Yeah, I do too.
I've loved it. You know what? Can you give a quick way for people to find your other podcast? I had a couple of people that had emailed in, and I didn't know the answer of where to find the other podcast that you're on, because people thought it was an interesting take that you do like pop culture references sort of against a I don't want to say religious, but like
faith-based.
Faith-based, yeah. Religious sounds like it's, you're going to get the guy from my soccer team.
Right. No, we're going on a crusade. I'm going to hold this knife to your throat. You're going to accept Christ or die. You're going to accept Christ or the consequences, either one. But we go to him with our hearts open.
Okay.
Let him in.
Yeah, and this knife on your throat. Where do you find it?
You could go to, it's on iTunes, and you could go to cross-culture-critic. So it's cross-culture critic divided by, when we were kids, we called them periods. Now they're just called dots. So cross.culture.critic podcast.
.com?
No.
Oh.
You could go to the Facebook page.
Okay.
That is that. Or you could go to the iTunes page. I believe it's on SoundCloud.
Okay.
And all these other different things that Chris puts it on.
Okay, so yeah, he's got a co-host that he works with that does the majority of the work, we'll say.
Yeah, all of the work.
No,
I just show up.
You just show up and talk.
It's similar to what I do here.
Right. Well, no, you definitely
I do nothing.
You chime in on stuff, and throughout the week, we definitely talk about what we're going to talk about on this here show. But one of the things we have to touch on is the Super Bowl. It happened on Sunday, whether we like it or not.
Yeah, it did.
Where did you do for the Super Bowl?
I do a non-Super Bowl party.
Okay.
And because for so long I would like get together with for so long my job made it so that I couldn't get together on Super Bowl Sundays. And now that I can, I did a couple where I would like go to friends or something like that, and it just wasn't that fun. And so I just now do it at my house, have my family over, and we eat good food. But it's called a non-Super Bowl party because the Super Bowl is like on a television, but nobody's watching it.
Okay.
And so we play board games, we play all sorts of games and food and video games and stuff like that. And occasionally I glance over and watch, because as we talked about before on this, I've fallen away from like NFL football. So I don't really care. I don't really know the players anymore. I know Tom Brady because he's been there forever.
Right.
And I know the main players, but other than that, I don't really get into it. However, I made my first bet.
Really?
This year. I've never bet on sports in my life.
Okay.
And I made my first bet. I did a.
Was this with like Vegas, or this was like Jimmy the the knees?
Yes, it was a bookie
okay.
that I know. And it was a prop bet for the first person to score. Excuse me, I just kind of like did a hiccup burp.
Yeah.
It was going to be the first person to score.
First person or first team?
First person. And so earlier in the week, I had seen an interview with, I want to say his name's Tyler Ecker or something like that. He's the tight end for Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And they were like, so what's it like being, your first Super Bowl and all that stuff? He's like, I don't really care. I just have fun playing this game. Because he's like, my main goal in life is to make disciples of Christ. And like he went on this big
so you were
Christian
like
rant. So I was like, yeah, my buddy, like buddy in Christ, buddy Christ.
Right, like the movie Dogma made famous.
Yeah. So I was like, dude, this is a sign. This is a sign from God.
Yeah.
So a sign from God to gamble. So the odds on him to score first on this prop bet were 10-1. So
odds I don't get. I'm not going to pretend I do.
So $10 to every $1 you bet. So I bet $50.
Oh wow!
So if I would have won, I would have made $500. So the
and
opening
donated it all to the to the poor.
Right. So they kick off. Philly marches it down the field. They get down to the 4-yard line where you're like, dude, this is a tight end play.
Yeah.
They're at the 4. They're going to dish it to the tight end, and I'm getting $500. Who jumps off sides? My guy. Why did he jump off sides?
Because
he was getting the ball and he was excited. So he jumped. It backed him up.
That's right.
Then they kicked a field goal. Field goals don't matter. It's first touchdown.
Okay.
So then Patriots go down. They hold the Patriots.
And they missed a field goal.
Yep. So Philly gets it back, so I'm still alive, and they march it back down. And I'm like, this is it. This is it. It's setting up again. I was like, it was a sign this whole week. I was like, oh, my gosh. Thank you, Jesus. And he does that bootleg. I see my boy is open, but he's at about the 5, and then Alshon Jeffrey was in the end zone.
Yeah.
Popped it right to Alshon Jeffrey, and that was it. I lost my $50. So the lesson I learned was betting is a tax on the stupid.
Okay.
And so I will never bet again.
Okay, I fell for a bet this year as well. Normally, I don't like to donate money to anything, but I was at a fund.
Oh, that's nice.
No. Let me take that entire thing back. That sounded horrible.
Yeah,
I mean, no. I like to.
I don't like to donate money to anything. I just like to
keep it for myself.
Sock it away in the walls.
No. I donate money to things. Don't get me wrong.
There's money in the banana stand.
Okay. Yeah, there's always money in the banana stand. No. So I was at a fundraiser on Friday night at a local high school, and they were selling squares for the game, and I really didn't want to do it, but the girl that was selling them was very cute. And she was like, knew someone that I knew. She was like very personable. Like she came up and she's like, hey, how's it going, guys? Do you want to buy some football squares? I'm like, nah, how much are they? And she's like, $10 a square. And I'm like, $10.
And then she starts twirling her hair with her finger, snapping her gum.
She put on glasses and then put her hair up and put a pencil in it. I was like, how much you want?
Right.
So I pull out a $20 bill. That's all I had in my pocket. Because again, I can't be trusted with cash. Like I just can't be.
Right.
Now, mind you,
Obviously.
I'm supposed to buy one square is $10. I buy 2 squares because she's cute. I give her $20, and before
and then I follow her on Twitter. Told my wife how stupid she was. This girl was selling squares. She was so stupid. You should have seen these stupid glasses she was wearing. Put a pencil in her hair. That's so 90s. I hated her. But I follow her on Twitter.
No, I don't follow her on Twitter.
She posts the stupidest pictures. Oh.
Anyways.
Read you like a book.
Anyways, I did not follow her on Twitter. Mostly because she doesn't have one.
Her parents won't allow it.
No, she's an adult. She's 41. She's the same age as us.
I'm thinking she's like a 18.
Oh, heck no, dude.
Like at the high school.
No.
Like, hey, this is for my senior class trip.
No,
We're selling
God.
squares.
No. No. I guess I didn't really explain it really well. No, she's an adult.
When you say a cute girl, I don't think 45.
Oh, I see. She's the same age as us. She graduated in 95, same as us.
Oh, so she's 40.
Yeah, so what happened? Okay, so here's the thing. So what happened is I was standing there with a friend of mine. She walked up and started talking to us. Do you want to buy the squares? He said something about we didn't even go to this school. And then she said, oh, where'd you go? I told her I went to Don Darrow and Royal Oak. She told me, oh, my brother-in-law went there. And I was like, oh, blah, blah, blah. What's his name? So it turns out I know the guy. It was, oh, small world kind of thing. That was it. Either way, because she was good looking, I pulled out $20 and spent it.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was like, how do I tell my wife I spent $20 on football squares? And the other thing is, I'm at a high school, like fundraiser, where it's all adults. There was no children there. There was no kids there. How do I get my money? Like, I was very confused, like, if I won. And also, at this point, there's no numbers on the squares because they hadn't sold them all yet. So I don't even know what numbers I have or how to get my money. And then out of nowhere, I get a text on Sunday. Not from her, I don't think. I don't know who it was from. And she said, hey, Cal, good luck. I must have wrote down my number somewhere. And they – you're so funny, dude. The look on his face as I say I must have wrote down my number. It was
I don't remember giving it to her, but I'm sure I did
you had
for
to
the
write
squares.
Yeah.
For the sake of the game.
Yeah. Anyways, I ended up winning the $125.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I ended up winning. I won the third quarter, so I won $125. Spent 20, won 125. So there you go. I won some money. So.
And you didn't have to tell Wendy.
No, I told her that I bought the squares.
Oh, okay.
I didn't tell her why I bought the squares.
Did you tell her you won?
I told her I won, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I'm going to buy myself like running shoes or something. It's not like I'm going to, do something crazy with my $100 I won.
Why don't you do something for your kids?
I do a lot for my kids, okay? Don't judge me. All right, so if you're having a non-Super Bowl party, I wish half of the people that were at my Super Bowl party that was not at my house, I went to somebody else's house, were at your Super Bowl party. Because they spent the entire game yapping their mouths.
Yeah.
Like, I swear to you, there was a guy there that did not think anything he didn't say out loud. Like, I mean, at one point he was analyzing the commercials for Tide.
Was this the same guy that used to tell you that your radio show would never be as good as Dave and
No, Dave and Chuck. No. It was like that guy. But he doesn't listen to the radio. He kept throwing that out there. I don't even watch TV. I only read blogs. I only listen to podcasts. Like, he was a millennial personified.
So he sounds like me on this show. I get on this show and I tell people what I don't do, and then I listen to it later and I'm like, I sound like an absolute douchebag because I think on this show I've stated, like, I don't listen to the radio. I don't listen. I don't watch television. I don't,
No.
and I'm not that. I don't do it for hipster reasons. Like
yeah,
I
okay,
said,
yeah.
you know?
I would say that maybe you do sound like that when you use those examples, but if you really are listening to what you're saying, the reason you don't do it is because you're just not interested in it.
Right.
Where I think this guy, like, doesn't do it because he wants to prove a point. Like, at one point, he was like, "Oh, P&G really trying to use their whole portfolio today."
I'd be like, I understand 2 words. in
Yeah,
that
I don't
sentence.
understand. Like, what he was trying to say was that the reason that they were using Tide on these commercials that were for they were for Mr. Clean is because they're owned by the same company, which is Procter and Gamble. But it's like, dude, it's just a Tide commercial on the Super Bowl. Like, you don't need to get into like the ins and outs of what the board meeting was at the marketing department.
Yeah, inside trading.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need to know what
Yeah.
you read in the Wall Street
Exactly.
Journal.
Like
this
at
week.
one point, like we were talking about James Harrison, a guy that played for.
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, he played for the Steelers.
Steelers.
Pretended to be hurt, allegedly.
Oh, really?
And then went on waivers because he was hurt, and quickly got picked up by the Patriots and was playing the next week.
Ooh.
So he said, "Oh, James Harrison plays for them." I said, "Oh yeah, he pretended to be hurt." Blah blah. We're talking, and he goes, "Oh, I must not have read that blog." Looked right at me. I must not have read that blog, and I was like, "Okay."
I don't think anyone blogged about it. I think it was just on the local news.
So, anyways, did you watch Justin Timberlake though?
Yeah, I did.
And what'd you think?
I didn't think it was anything special. I didn't think it was bad. I didn't think it was anything special. I thought it was just a performance. I was waiting for I did notice a few of the Mighty Mighty Bosstones, my favorite band ever. I did notice some of their horn section was in the
oh, really?
in the brass.
In the ambiance?
Yeah.
I mean, ensemble, not ambiance.
Yeah. And well, they made a nice ambiance. But I was like waiting for like all the people in like, you know, the flashy get-ups that are like dancing with him. Suddenly like 4 other guys are there and they take off their hats and it's in sync.
Right.
Like a little in sync reunion.
Yeah, I was surprised that he didn't have any in-sync reunion. I thought it was fine, like just okay. The Prince reference, like everyone was like, "Is he gonna do the Prince hologram?" And I was like, I don't know, I guess, maybe. Yeah. But, like, I thought that was fine. Like, I thought overall, like you said, it was fine. It wasn't good. It wasn't bad. Like, I don't think I'm going to, you know, all of a sudden go buy his new album, Man of the Woods.
Right.
But I'm also not going to be like, why does the NFL waste their time with these youngsters? That's the thing. I am so sick of these old people all trying to get their favorite bands. Like, hey, man.
When's Huey Lewis in the News going to do it?
When's Foghat going to do it?
Right. That would be awesome.
It would be cool if Foghat
I would love it if Huey Lewis came out and just rocked a halftime.
Oh, yeah, that would be cool. But, yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where everyone has an opinion about it. But I thought, overall, it was okay.
Yeah,
I like that he came out from the audience. Like, I thought that was kind of cool. It would have been humorous, but not funny if someone would have, like, grabbed him.
Pantsed him.
Yeah, like, that's the thing. You know what I mean?
Pantsed him, and then the other guy slaps his butt cheeks.
Till they're red, makes him cry.
Right.
Someone gets him in a full Nelson and farts in his face.
I'm surprised some Philly fans didn't do that.
Well, dude, Philly fans
are brutal.
They're just classless. I'm sorry.
I did not want the Eagles to win just because of Philly fans.
Well, yeah. Did you see that guy that ate the horse poop?
No.
Yeah. The 2 biggest.
Why?
Because he's a Philly fan.
Did he get, like, tickets to the game or something?
No, he ate it after the fact. He was so happy that he won. They won the Super Bowl. He was wasted.
See, when I get happy, I like to, like, hug people or high-five them.
You don't like to eat horse poop?
No, I've never thought, yay, my team just won, and start scouring the earth for droppings to just pop in the old mouth.
The 2 stories that I read, besides the fact they almost burned the city down.
What about F. Millie?
What's that?
When the Eagles were playing
that's right.
the Minnesota Vikings, the Vikings did some like little piece on Millie.
She's like a 99-year-old woman who never
99-year-old sweet old woman who loves the Vikings. And when Philly beat them, they like walked around with these huge banners that had written out the F word, F Millie.
Yeah. I know that they at one point were talking about that they wanted that old man who was like 100 years old who had never seen the Philly or had never seen
Philadelphia Phil.
No, he was for the Phillies, so they liked
Yeah.
him. That's what it was. But it was Millie they hated. But the two stories that I read, just the quick blurbs, were that two drunk people, a guy and a girl, stole a police horse and were riding it down like the main drag, and the guy eating the horse poop.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, because tomorrow on Thursday is going to be the big parade, so we'll see how they do for that. I mean, dude, they booed Santa. Philly fans are the worst. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, back in like the 70s, they're known for booing everybody. They hate everybody, everything's stupid. And back in the 70s, they trotted out Santa at halftime, and they all booed him. Who boos Santa?
Right.
His only goal in life is to bring you presents.
Right.
And hang out with reindeer. And
The only person who boos Santa is all the Easter Bunny and all them who don't
the
get
mythical
their due.
creatures.
Yeah.
Did you see the tweet from Bridget Moynahan? I want to know if you know who that is.
No clue who she is.
She is the person who was married to, or actually dating Tom Brady. She has a kid with Tom Brady and was dating him when he first met
Giselle
Bündchen.
Oh no! I
So
have no
he's got a
clue.
kid who's like 9 or 10, and then he's got another kid that's like 9.5 with Giselle.
Okay.
So he at one point, she's beautiful. You've seen her. She was in.
I'm guessing she's not bottom of the barrel. Like I'm guessing it's not Rosie O'Donnell who comes out.
Okay, so
like I used to be married to Tom Brady.
Do you know who? Do you ever see what's the movie with Sylvester Stallone?
Rocky.
No, where he plays the cop and he goes into the future.
Cobra.
No.
He plays a cop who goes in the future.
I'm trying to think. Have you
Terminator?
Ever no. Have you ever? Okay, let me see what Bridget Moynahan has been in that you would know. Have you ever seen
Time Cop?
Time Cop? No, I don't know. Is that it?
I don't know.
Okay,
that is a movie.
Have you ever seen Ramona and Beezus?
Yes.
She's the mom in it. Dark hair, kind of looks like my wife.
Oh.
She's also in.
I'm the only one I could think of in that.
Okay, you know what?
Is the sister?
Okay,
the one who's also in like
Selena Gomez.
No, the aunt sister.
Oh yeah, the one who's also
in like Once Upon a Time. Or
yeah,
something.
okay. Look her up right now. I will stall for a second, and you look her up because you kind of got to see her because she's beautiful.
Okay,
I'm a big fan.
And what's her name now?
Her name's Bridget Moynahan, Moynahan, but not any relation to Bobby Moynihan, who's drunk uncle on Saturday Night Live. Anyway, so she was in a relationship with Tom Brady for many years. Do you see her?
Wasn't she on? Yeah. Okay, I think I know who this is.
Yeah, she's in a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, that's good, sir. That's good. I'm the creep for the record.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I know
So
who
anyway,
this
so
is.
she was in a relationship with Tom Brady for quite a few years. He meets Giselle, ends up getting married, and
it's a classic story. Boy meets girl.
Boy-
Boy becomes most famous Super Bowl quarterback ever. Gets 6 rings.
yeah, meets supermodel, leaves hot actress for supermodel,
Right.
and
It's his tale as old as time.
yeah, she tweets out during the game, #Nick Foles is having an amazing game at Eagles at NFL, and everyone thinks she's throwing shade. Is she throwing shade?
Well, first off, I hate the term throwing shade coming out of the mouth of a 41-year-old.
Get woke, dude. Get woke. Hey, get woke, and also,
He just dabbed at me.
He's flossing at me.
You know, I told my daughters if they floss in my house, I break their phones. I told them they're not allowed. And
Why do you
they
hate
never
flossing?
have.
Why do you hate flossing?
I hate it so much. It looks so stupid. And the kid that made it famous, that little
With the
backpack.
backpack kid?
Yeah. I want to be a 40-year-old guy and just beat that guy. Till like when the fists are connecting, it just sounds like a wet towel hitting the ground. Like I just want to pound that kid. There's never been a dance move that I've seen that I just want to beat so severely those who do it. And that one, that flossing, it's just so stupid.
Yeah, okay. So anyways, is she throwing shade, flossing, dab?
No.
Whoop 'em Gangnam style.
No, who cares? He's moved on. She's moved on.
Right, like
End
I don't
of story.
think. Yeah, I think so too. Like I think it's, you know what, and also it's not like she said Tom Brady's the biggest idiot. She said Nick Foles is having a great game. That's a matter of fact at this point. He had a great game.
I don't think Bridget Moynahan is sitting around just stewing 9 years later over the fact that she's not with Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure she's moved on. she appears to be doing okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's not like dealing with like acne issues like I deal with, and
Yes.
like, you know, things like that, a bum knee. Like from the Google image, she appears to be doing okay.
Okay, so
So
now
I don't think she cares.
last question about the Super Bowl, then we'll wrap it up.
Well, hold on. Another thing to that last question that you asked me, what is she supposed to do? Only talk good about the Patriots for the rest of her life?
Well, exactly.
Because she dated Tom and had a kid with Tom. So from now on, the
Yeah.
only football she can watch is Patriots football, or else you think she's, quote-unquote, throwing Sade.
Yeah, it's funny that people always say that, though, where they're like, ooh. Like you said, so now her choices are either she can never discuss football online,
Right.
or she can only say good things about Tom Brady,
Right.
which neither one of those things makes sense.
No. It's dumb.
Any commercials? Did you see any of them?
Yeah, I saw a few. I tried to stay away because we've talked about on here, like, you don't like to see movie trailers. So as soon as I saw, like, the sun or the moon start to, like, peek out from behind the Millennium Falcon,
So you have not seen the
I didn't see the trailer for Han Solo.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to see that. I thought the Australia
yes
thing was
with
brilliant
Danny McBride.
because for 2 weeks leading up to it, I was thinking I couldn't wait for the new Crocodile Dundee movie to come out.
Oh, I see. I had not seen anything about it beforehand. I had only seen the commercial, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, you're
I
doing
saw-
a Crocodile Dundee movie."
I don't think I'm making this up. I think this really happened. I believe I went and saw a movie with my daughters, and they had
Danny
as-
McBride.
as a preview. They did a preview of that. I believe, I swear, before the movie was like a preview for that. And so you're like, dude, and like Ella's like kind of laughing, and Mia, and we're like, oh my gosh, like that's gonna be funny. I was like, that came out when I was a kid. You know, I'd love to go see a new one. It looks like the plot's pretty good. You know, like Crocodile Dundee fathered 2 kids, and one is Thor and one is Danny McBride. And so I'm like, dude, this is gonna be a great movie. And then like you see Russell Crowe is in it. You see Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
You see all the like every actor, actress. I think even Olivia Newton-John was like in the trailer.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, like it was everybody who's come from Australia, except I didn't see Silverchair. And I really like Silverchair, but I didn't see him. Nor did I see the guys from AC/DC.
That's true.
But so anyway, when that wrapped up and the commercial for the thing where it was just a tourism campaign for Australia, I thought that is awesome, but at the same time I'm bummed because I wanted to see that movie.
Right. I thought the best commercial that I saw was, sadly for the NFL, was the one with Odell Beckham Jr. and
Eli Manning,
where they did the time of
the
my
dancing.
life. Yeah, I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But again, I don't think the NFL probably paid any money for that commercial.
No.
So like, it's a big time waste. The thing I just don't understand is why all these commercials came out before the Super Bowl. Like, that was always the big thing when you were a kid.
I think it has to do with streaming, because when you stream, you don't get those commercials.
Oh.
So these companies that are, dumping tons in, they want to make sure that everyone sees those commercials. Now, at the same time, they could have the Super Bowl as where the commercials come out,
Yeah.
and then do it after. But obviously, they said this year a record number of people streamed, which obviously they did.
Right.
And next year's going to be more, and then the following year's going to be more because technology is
I love
advancing.
that these local commercials, though, still they can't sync them up. That is my favorite. Like, it'll be like, go from an M&M ad, and then for like half a second you see the commercial that is supposed to air nationally, and then you hear 1-800-MIKE-WINS, go for the win.
No joke. Did you see that Mike Morse
Yeah.
commercial? Didn't even get his name out. Like, it started, and he's like, do you need someone for you? Blah, 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 blah. He goes through the whole deal. He goes through the whole deal, and before he could say his name, boop, they cut it, and it goes back to, James Harrison sweating on the sideline.
Yeah, it's crazy. Either way, the Super Bowl, yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Dynamite drop in. That broadcasting school really paid off.